We're going to chop this cabriolet today. This is my plan. This is what I've been thinking. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm thinking. On the window post, I am not going to chop it in the center. I do not want to chop it in the center because I do not feel like it's necessary to chop it there. I feel like I can chop it here at the top and then bring it down and weld it at the top. So I have about that much, and then I'll have a weld mark. I don't have to mess with the center of the post at all. Shouldn't do that, should I? I'm not gonna do that. I'm probably just gonna cut it off here. Then I'm not gonna measure it. I'm gonna use tape. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna use tape. There's no measuring involved, and the reason being is because sometimes you get that measuring tape and you get hemming and hawing. Not interested in that. I'm just gonna put some tape on it. That'll tell me how far down I'm gonna do it, because I'm gonna do it both on the same side, same amount of tape, and then that'll be it. With the roof, me and Jolene worked this morning and got the dash pulled out of it. We got the dash let go. There were some screws up in here. Once we got the garnish moldings off, there were screws at the top pull out. Then we pulled down the dash, got that dash out. Couldn't find the screws. Jolene found them for me. They're up underneath there, she said. And I said, right on, baby. So we got the dash pulled out, and then there were some screws down here along this pinch weld. A screw along the one A pillar along here. We've got the window over there. We did not break it. We had to cut the rubber to get it out. And the reason being is it was glued. So we had to take it out. So basically, gonna cut it off here, cut my distance out of here, and then bring my top down, weld it back on. With the distance that I'm gonna take is on this car here, we don't have to cut no garnish moldings because the window is inside the door. There's the window. Garnish moldings right here. There's no garnish moldings going around the window. As I roll up the window, then I can decide what I like. That window right there, I'm not going to mess with that window. And the reason I'm not going to mess with it, because it's a bunch of work. That's a bunch of work messing with that. So when I bring this post, you can see a gap in here. We have this stuff right here that was in there. There's a piece of metal right there, a piece of metal there, that screws to the post. Screws to the post like that, and then that rubber goes inside that, and then that window goes up against that rubber. If I'm going to, if they're chopped right now we got that distance there, there's quite a distance in there, it's going to need a little bit of extra metal there to make this go further to get the back side of that window, and I have no problem with that. I can add anything I want to on the back side of that, and the reason being is when I cut this off here, I'm going to make sure that the front is perfectly straight. You can see on over here, it's the same distance. I'll go over here and you stay there if you will, baby. It's the same distance here all the way along. So this is the piece that I want to make tight and right to fit that window. Don't care about the back side. Going to bring it down, make sure this fits right so the window fits in nice. So this is all going to match up. The back is not going to match up because it's getting small or getting bigger and it's smaller at top. So the back side is where I'm going to do the work to make these things fit the windows when I roll them up. On the back side of the window. So I've got that figured out, I'm thinking. On the back side of the window when it rolls up, when I make the new roof, I will make sure that I bring it up past the door, and then this window can work. Like if I just bring the roof a little bit further, see the roof is here. If I just bring the roof up a little bit further, then put that rubber in behind that window, then I don't have to do anything to the side windows, and that's what I want. I think the less is better, and do not complicate it. You must understand to simplify things, in my opinion, is the best. We're trying to simplify it without making all that work. Me and Jolene did find out how to get the roof off. Floyd would have told me right in a hurry. Floyd Hiltz, that is, the interior guy. We peeled this piece off the back, and then we pulled all the staples out and the nails out, and that come off quite easily, actually. So the roof could be nailed back on. All I have to do is staple back on. It's back on there. No problem, no harm, no foul. That roof is in really good condition. When I chopped the roof, Jolene said, well, why don't you just put the roof back on? Use the roof that we're using. Well, the first thing is I don't want to use the roof because I don't like that style. That's the first reason. But the second reason is there's a pivot point right here, and there's a bolt. Let's see it on this side. Come on this side and show you. If you want to come inside and get a little light going so we know exactly what's going on. It's not going to take us long to knock the post off. but I'm just going to explain this before we do it. It's dead. Let's do it. The roof pivots. Get in here without hurting myself. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. The roof pivots right here. There's a little pivot there, point. We took that out. That's right inside the car body. This piece right here is holding the other part that pivots. And there's 2 screws in the back. If you want to see right there, there's 2 screws right there. The roof comes off. Now, if I go and try to take, I can take that pivot point that's in there. It looks like it's riveted on inside here, so that can move up and down inside there. If I take that pivot point and move it up there, that moves the roof backwards. So I just want to get out for a second. Watch now. If I come up, say 2 inches, 3 inches, I'm going to probably do a wide piece of tape and a thin piece of tape. So if I come up, bring your 3 inches. When I bring that 3 inches, when I bring this up here 3 inches, when I bring that down, it does not come down straight. What it will do is it'll pull that roof back a little ways, because this area here is going to come down to here. So if I dropped a plumb ball from here drops straight down here. But it's going to bring it back, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch, half an inch. And then when I take the post, if I drop the plumb ball from here, the plumb ball will come straight down. When I take this off and move this ahead, that means this gets further away. So it's actually going to pull the roof back. When I cut this off, it's going to make the roof want to come longer. So the roof is going to be shorter. It's not going to fit that distance. I would have to lean probably the post back to make it work. If I did the pivot point, you can do it that way, but what a bunch of work. And you would want to be keeping the roof that was on it. The pivot point would pull the roof back a little bit. When I put this on here, you would want to move this back a little bit so it fit. You could use this piece. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But I'm not going that way. I want a Carson top. And the reason being is I don't want that square look on the car. I want round look on the car. It was quite a job to find out how to get it off. But once we found out to pull that trim piece off, it was quite easy. There's nothing major about that, taking that roof off, and there was not. Also, I was thinking about the seat, and I was hoping I didn't ruin anything. There's no possible way that I would have been able to get the hinge off the car on the inside without taking the seat out. And I had to pull the material off the seat one way or another to get it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the roof back. Let's hope it goes to the pivot point. I took the bolt out of the pivot point on that side. Hope everything's fine. We're down nice. We're going to pull that off in a bit, me and Jolene will. We're going to pull that off. I'm going to put the windows down. So basically what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to leave the windows alone. I'm going to chop the window post, and then we're going to make our own roof. Went to town this morning. It was quite nice of the guy. He sold all of his conduit pipe, but he had some bent stuff, so he gave it to me. So basically I'm going to try to make the roof out of the conduit pipe. Reason being is for the what can I say, for the lightness of it. I also have another little trick up my sleeve. I'm not sure if it's a trick or not, but I'm going to use it, and you'll get to see it as we use it. Come look at this for a second. The windshield wiper is exactly what I said. That little has a copper piece there, runs down and through there. It must run down through there, and it's a vacuum obviously, and that's how the wiper would work. I'm going to keep everything at the top. I'm going to keep it, and we're going to cut it off. So what I'm going to do is put some blankets on it. And I think I'll put the fire blanket down first. You can tell I didn't do laundry lately. We'll get up in here, we'll get this blanket up in here. Not interested in tearing everything apart, but I'll tell you, it's quite a job to get things apart when you do not know what's going on. And I do not know, I have not tore or taken apart a 34 Ford Cabriolet apart, never done it before. This is my first time. I will not forget, no doubt in my mind, what has to be done. I will not forget. All right, I'm gonna leave that like that. I feel that's good. I'm gonna take a blanket and lay it over the door, I don't wanna get anything down on the windows, not even a little bit. So if you can guess, I'm more or less looking for a patina, what can I say? A patina chopped Cabriolet. Because I am not going to tear this car down and do a bunch of body work to it and paint work to it. No, I'm going to save that for the Volvo. Ha! Save that for the Volvo. I'm hoping Chris will let us film at his place for a little bit because he's quite a character. He's quite a character. In a good way. In a good way. Maybe one more. Jolene's going to have to, or she's going to help me take off the window post, and we'll have to have someone help me hold it. I do not want to cut it in the center, I just want to cut it off at the top and then put the top back, put it back down on, and I think everything should be okay. I'd hope that the posts don't take off or anything like that. I don't think it will, but you just never know. And if it does, we'll get a ratchet strap, or we'll push it, or we'll do whatever we have to do to get back in place. Yeah, get my glasses on. What I'm hoping there's not a bunch of lead right here. That's what I'm hoping. I know that it's welded there. Also, Jolene said, well, why don't you 45 it right there and put it back down on so you could not even tell. The only problem with that is I just don't know about cutting the 45. You know, if you know what I'm trying to tell you, cutting the 45 for this piece to go back down on. It could go back down on, just like the window. The window will not need to be cut in the middle at all. You just 45, put it back together, and we'll put it in. But I'm hoping that if I cut it off here, it's just a little bit of work to the top, and that's it. If I get up in here, I'm thinking they're probably lead or whatever, but I'm just going to chop that off. I'll cut one, and then Jolene's going to jump in and help. And what I mean by help is jump inside the car and hold the window post from coming down. Alrighty. I'm just going to chop it off, and the reason being is once I cut it off, then I'll make my tape mark from my cut mark, and then there's no questions. No questions. I'm just going to take a look at it for a second. You want to come hold, sweetheart, until I get it cut off, and then also once I get this cut off, I'm hoping I don't have to cut the window. There's garnish moldings around the front window. I'm not going to cut those in half either, and the reason I'm not going to cut them in half is because I cut it at the top. I'm just going to grind the top off and make them fit again. If there's lead at the top, then I'm going to have to watch yourself getting in there in that blade. If there's lead at the top here, I'm going to have to clean it out and deal with it. Beautiful. You are, Jolene. Beautiful. I don't like how that side was easier to cut. Going to get a step ladder. uniting me.
Yeah.
There we go. There's the top of her. Looking good, looking good. Awesome. That's her right there. Now, as I got that cut off, there's no mistaking. There's going to be no mistake on the measurements, and the reason being is tape. I'm going to tape one side, and then I'm going to tape the other side. And I'm going to keep the tape. I'm going to go one wide one and one thin one. I'm going to use the tape right at where it was cut before. So it's absolutely perfect. Just like Jolene. There we go. On the other side. If you can understand this method, I'd steal it if I was you. The reason I would steal it is because it's so easy. Piece of tape. No measuring involved. One ravel. Now we're going for the second one. It looked like the post stayed nice. It looked like the post stayed nice, and all I'm doing is matching her up. Just want to make it straight. Ooh, my belly growling. Hardest part's getting the tape straight. We do that. Everything's good. Just want to bring that up just a bit. Now, if I went with the line that was on this line, if this was crooked, picture this now. If this was crooked, and then I made the tape like this, and then made this line crooked, that means it's going to fit that crooked line down there. So I'm transferring the exact same crooked line or cut down here by doing what I'm doing. If that makes sense. So if you made a crooked cut, when you're taping it off, you're going to have the exact same crooked cut down the bottom to fit that. Hope that makes sense. Keep saying that, but there's a lot of things people have told me before that I didn't understand. It didn't make sense, and I wish they would have repeated it to me. And that's why I repeat things like that, because sometimes not everybody gets everything at once. Most people listen to respond, or I did anyways when I was a kid. I listened to respond. I don't want that. I never knew that you were supposed to listen to remember. Maybe that's why I didn't do so good in school. I was listening to talk back. You see I'm matched up there? Decent? Turn a little piece of tape off there and make that go across. I don't think that matters, to be honest with you. No, does not. Does not. Harder for me to not see on there. We'll just get up there and do it anyways. Just go straight across. There we go. Now, there's no possible way, or my opinion, that I'm going to mess that up. I shouldn't say that, but that's the way I feel. Doing it with the tape, definitely for me, is the way. I generally chop it hard, and the reason I'm not chopping this one hard, this I'm going to give it to you right now, straight and true, is because I seen a car in Finland, and it was a 30-some Studebaker. It was my pick of the show, actually, and it was cut. It was chopped 2 inches, and it absolutely looked absolutely gorgeous. And basically that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to back off a little bit, not looking for the mean look and mad dog look. I'm looking for, is it really that high, or is it really not? Or is it supposed to be that way? All right, let's cut that bad boy off. I'm pretty good with the reciprocator saw. Let's cut it off again. Always cut the top piece off and then leave the piece that you're cutting off on the car, because I don't want to have to hold this piece that I've cut off and get Jolene to hold it and try to cut it off. So cut the top piece off first, leave the access on the car, then come back and cut it on the car. And the reason being is the post is right here. It's going to hold it for me. It's a lot easier, and that's just the way to, just a little trick for you. If you want it, you don't have to take it if you don't want to. It's entirely up to you. But I'm going to cut this bad boy. Let's get through here. Beautiful. Just going to go right around here. Just want to make sure I'm cutting it. If you can't see all the sides, it's pretty hard to cut it nice and straight. I just don't want to cut it crooked because it's all going so nice. That's all. Can you see that side good? Is it going good?
It seems to be, yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. There you go. Just like that. Right on the tape. That's basically what I want. Right on the tape. Right below the tape. That's the cut I want. Let's get in here and cut this one. See if we can't get it started. I'm going to come up there and cut this one probably. I'm going to come to the other side. I would say if you want to use a grinder, that's great, but I'm just not interested in throwing the sparks right at the present moment. Just trying to keep it as clean as possible. That's what I'm trying to do. Beautiful. Take that off. Now, this car, I don't want to damage it as much as I have scratched it doing the fender skirts. I have scratched it taking the window out. Minimal, that's what I'm saying, minimal scratches, and I'm going to keep it that way if I can. I have a copper line that I've cut there. I'm going to try to open that up. What am I going to try to do? I'd like to put a piece of hose on it, and the reason I'd like to put a piece of hose on it because the wiper still could work if I wanted to open that back up. I've cut it off and it kind of got it, it's got it closed off, the piece of copper. This is the vacuum line for the wiper. Haven't got anything to, I can get it open back up again. I don't know if that's a lost cause or what. I'm gonna get a pair of pliers, kind of hold it, see if I can hold it, and then if I can hold it, then I can put something in it, open her up. Maybe that'll open her up, who knows? Not sharp enough. A null would be good, but bad boy, nice and pointy. And I still don't know if I'm going to even put it in there, but if I try, see what happens. Baby said to me this morning, she said, "You got the eye of the tiger." I said, "I know." Yeah. Just cutting it off, kind of. Nope, just going to leave it, and the reason being is if I need the wiper, then I'm going to run the line in a different area. We'll run it underneath the dash and run it underneath this molding here and go up through. Basically, that's what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to get it opened up. Let's clean the top of the thing off here. Let's clean that off just as little as possible. What do I want to use to clean that off? Use this little bad boy. Why not? Something small. Small work, small tool, I guess. Not looking to take a bunch of paint off this car. All I want to do is take enough off, I can weld it back on. I'll probably get Jolene to weld it on. I'm going to leave that raw there. That's pretty decent. Right in there is where it needs it. I can weld that. Sure I can. I've welded a lot more paint than that before. You've watched me too. Bring it down so I can see that. I'm going to go the other way. Thank you everybody for coming back. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. I hope it's mutual. Knocking that off. If you're doing a full restoration or something like that, sure, tear the paint off her, but I'm not doing that. I'm happy with what the car is, very happy with what the car is. I just wanted a different roof on it, that's all. And it's my party and I get to cry if I want to. burr there. The only reason I did it at the top because I don't feel like doing the work in the middle of the post. And if you wanted to get real fancy, like I said, knock it off on a 45. Weld it back together the way it was originally, if you want to get real fancy on it. Now, what is going on here is the window of the piece in the front is what I want. Don't care about the back. I don't care about the back. I want the front to match up, and I want to match up good. Baby, I'm in love. I'm in love with a beautiful woman. We will put that down so I can tack this on. So we went, I don't know what the measurement is. It's one wide piece of tape and 1 3/4 inch of tape. We cannot go wrong because we did not cut it wrong. We cannot go wrong. And if we're out a 16th, I heard that on TV the other night, we're out a 16th, he said. Man, I'd have welded that so fast. We're out a 16th. You know what a 16th is? I'm just going to take in just a second now. I'm just going to flush that off. It might hold me up just a second there. I'm thinking we're good. Let's just hold that. Just hold it so it don't fall off. You can put your gloves on and everybody. All right, hold her in the middle. I just want to get back and take a look. Just hold it there so it sits there. All right, I just want to check this side. The reason I want to check this side is I just want to see if it's sitting up on it too a little bit. There we go. That's right dead on. That's beautiful. There's a little piece in the back. Don't care about that. Gonna fix that. Gonna deal with that. Now, I'm up there just a little tiny bit. I got a little, you're gonna take that for a second? I'm gonna grab a grinder just for a second. I got a little spot right there. I just wanna flush it off. Just flush it off just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just gonna take a grinder.
My glasses. Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't want anything too major. I just want to knock a little spot off there, off the top, and make it sit just a little bit nicer. Just going to do that. Right in the center where I twisted it and tore it off, that's where that little pie piece is. We'll go check on the other side. Is there a high piece on the other side? I turn this one. Alrighty, I'm going to turn the welder on and I'm going to knock it on. We'll get the ground rocking and rolling. I need a ground. I'm going to take the ground and I'm going to put it right on here. Can you hold that and hold that? Sure you can. She's my lady. Now, what's going to go on here? I want to make sure. Can you tell me, is that side and your side perfect? Like, what I want is...
Yeah.
You good?
It's flush on the outside here.
And down. And it's right straight on the windshield thing. Beautiful. Now I'm going to pass that across to you so I can use it. You want to hold that for a second so we don't take off? Got to do two things at once, I know. I'm just going to come over and knock that on that side. Awesome. Awesome. Beautiful. Just bring that ahead. Just want to bring it ahead on the post there. Watch your eyes. Burn a hole in it. I don't know why, but I did. Now, what I want to happen is, yeah, I want, this is what matters. This is what matters. This right here. This is what matters. Right in there. That's like, I got that lined up nice. That's what matters. And that's the end of it. That's what matters. I'm gonna knock it on that side a little bit more because that side's perfect. That side's perfect. I've got that welder turned up just as high as she'll go, so that's why she's at where she's at. I'm going to knock it on. I'm gonna take and okay. Just want to fill that hole full. Where's the coat hanger? Okay. One thing for sure, I will know that it's penetrated, right? Because I burnt through, I had to fill the hole, so it's got to be penetrated. Now I'm going to knock it on this side. You couldn't ask any better than that. Got her knocked together there. Nice. Nice. Go the other side. This will be the easiest chop of mine to date. To date. There's a little spot there. Just grab that up. Nothing. There. Now, when we weld it up, I'm not going to burn no more paint off it. And the reason I don't want to burn no more paint off it is because I don't want to knock burn paint off it. So I'm going to use the air as I weld that on. Now, that's tacked on there nice. Come look at the back side. This is the area where I'm going to do, where I'm going to do a little bit of work. This is the area. Now, what I'm going to do here, let's do this. I'm going to turn that welder off for a second. Just to show you what I'm going to do to fix it. I'm not going to fix it right this second, I don't think, because I'll just I'm going to keep it going and then weld it up. In here is where we need it. It's perfect down there, and it's perfect on the inside of there. Wonderful. What am I going to do? I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab a piece of metal. Thicker piece maybe. How wide is that? Yeah. Something like this, or something like that. Probably a 3/4 inch piece would be nicer. Now, see how thick that is? 3/16. Now I can run a piece of 3/16 right back on that. Almost, what I should do is have it that width, and then I just weld it on there, and then it's back in place. I would not bring it out past here. I just bring it to there. See if I got a piece. Haven't got one. That's not wide enough. That's not wide enough. Let's make a piece. I'm going to weld that up first, probably, but. There, look at that now, would you? Would like to have it a little bit thicker, but bring it in a little bit. Now I probably like to have like a piece of 3/16, and there's what I'd like to have, that wide. And then I could weld that right along there, and then I could weld along the face of there. That's good. No, it's awesome. Bum, 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 bum. Let's do this. Get a marker. You had my marker, sweetheart.
It's on the Pepsi cooler.
Wonderful. do this. Let's do it. Let's make it into something. Like that. Now remember, I'm going to add some onto this piece after. Just want to get this though. Just going to take and knock that off the top. Let's do this. Cut this out. Cut this off. A little piece there. Not much of a zip cut left on it, but we'll do it. Way I want it. That's not the way I want it. That'll work like that. Damn straight. It's really not thick enough, to be honest with you. I'd like to have it thicker. But I can make it work, that's for sure. I want to make that round. I want to bend it around a little bit. See how it's got this shape to it? I want to do that to it a little bit. I better do this first. I better make sure that I got it going the right way before I bend it. Like that. That's fine. If I weld that on there, I definitely 100% can weld the top of it. And I can close that in with whatever I want to close that in with. Let's bend it. Just going to put in the vise here a little bit. Just a little bit. Beautiful. Doesn't have that. I'm going to get a hammer. I want a heavier hammer than normal. The reason I want a heavier hammer because it's a little heavier metal. That makes sense. Do a little bit at a time. Just push it down in a little bit and whack it a little bit, that's all. See how it's just got a little curve in it? Mm-hmm, she says. Mm-hmm. Nope. Like that. Like that. And then I weld that around there. And I can fill that top in. Let's do it. I may as well. Just to show you. I'm gonna clean that off. Because I'm gonna have to add more metal there anyways. But I'm gonna put that on there when I go up over it. Then it's complete. Then it's complete. I'm good there. I'm good there. Perfect. I'm gonna hit it with a little spot of weld over here because I can, because it's cool. Not gonna burn any paint off it, just gonna knock it on there. Just going very quick. I'm on D and I'm on number 6. So D is the highest temperature I can be at the present moment on that welder. And generally you do not weld sheet metal with that high temperature. But what I'm liking is it's heating it up and burning it in real quick. So I'm just kind of tacking it real quick and letting it do its job. one there probably could have come back just a hair, but it feels good on the front. That's where it matters, right there. I'm just going to knock it here and hit the hand for a second. That probably could have come back just a hair, but it's okay.
Your ground fell off.
Yep. Ah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Perfect. Perfect. Just want to match up nice, that's all. That's all that really matters. Penetration, they call that. Nope. Let's do this. Just knock it on. I'd like to have that a little bit thinner there, to be honest with you, but right. I'll push it in so it matches up nice. Now you can see I'm going to clean that and weld that. I'm going to clean that off. Let's do this. It's off there just like a nope, and it does not matter because that's fitting perfect there. Let's tack it on here. Wonderful. Closing my eyes. That's all I'm doing. Closing my eyes. So that'll get welded up in there. That'll fill that in. I'm going to grab some air. Grab some air. Little tiny. It's fitting so nice right here. Get out of it. Get out of it. Get going like that. Get picking at things like that when it does not matter. That's when you get going backwards. That's when you get going backwards. Give me and all I'm going to do is pull that off. Got a brand new helmet. What are they, $29, $39? You can't beat that. Going to do this. Should get on that hose quicker. There's that lid. I want it so you can touch it. I want it cool. Just burn the thicker stuff and run it over to the edge. That's all I'm doing. Just putting that line back in there, that's all I'm doing. Doing it slowly though, so I don't burn everything off. Gonna finish welding it across there. Why not? Get a little bit of paint to replace and fix. Want to put a little more weld there for grinding. That's the only reason I want to put more weld there, because it's welded for grinding purposes. I'm going to weld across the back here, get that welded, and then I'll bang that in at the top so it fits. Probably shouldn't have welded that all the way across, but why not? Don't want to burn too much paint off it, that's all. Bang that in a little bit. Hold it. Nope, not going to bang that in at all, am I? I don't want to bang that in because it's going to way too. Nope. I'm going to do this. It's just going to bang on me, flop it. I don't want to crack anything. It's got stuff going on there now. Like it's got a bunch of cracks in the paint and all that stuff. I don't think I want to bother that too much. I'm going to take a pair of C-clamps. Bring it together. It's just bouncing on me is what's going on. Bouncing on me. Bouncing on me. Here, nice. Just get her at the top, get a little bit of paint off it. Hope it's paint and not lead. Gonna knock it down on the top. Cover that little light. Knock my ground off. Knock that on there. Lights in my face or something. That's probably the... Just wait a second, let it cool off just for having to blow the lead all out of it. Trying to minimize the paint coming off is what I'm trying to do. Minimize it. I didn't hurt nothing down there. I didn't do that. No, it was already done. I didn't do that. Did I, honey? She's saying, I don't know. Nope, I just want that right there so I can grab it, I guess. Stop it. Just blow the lead out, I guess. Watch yourself, sweetheart, burn you. I just heat it up and it comes out. Get burnt. Easy. So cool, I can touch it. I'm going to finish this one side, grind it up, make it look like something, then we'll get to see what it really looks like. There we go. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's just do a little bit of welding over here. Just gear it up again. Helmet falling down on me. Stop it. That light right there, it's getting me. Keeping it cool. Why not? Just taking my time. Why not? I want to do the best job I can, I guess. That's what I'm looking for. Can't see. Lights. Doing me any. Nice and penetrated. Beautiful. Nice. I'm going to bang that for a second. Just want to make that metal go together there. It's not exactly tight and right where I want it. If their metals aren't exactly where you want them, give them a little tap with a hammer. It'll move. And if it don't, that means it's solid, basically. Come on, come on, I can't, hard to see and hard to, the helmet's not working for me. That worked. Burner in that time, baby. I'm just gonna grind that a little tiny bit. See what we got and show you what we're going to have. I'm going to shut that off for a second. Join is ending. We'll just put a little grinder on that just for a second, just to see what we got. Remind yourself, any point in time, I can go back in and add weld for grinding material. That's basically all I do. Don't want to take any metal away from the car. I'm trying to just stay on the weld if I can. I have to get a disc, just a little bigger disc, a little small. I like using these little tiny zip cut blades that I got small for grinding the welds because I can get in there nice. We'll use this one. That's what I want to do right there. Put that on. I'm feeling like I should be able to grind all the weld off because I've actually butt welded on, so I feel like I should be able to grind it all off. Good penetration. So that's basically what I would have for a fix. It's not going too bad. Don't really want to get the diagram in there right this present moment. I do want to sand this. Alrighty, that's what I'm going to do to the other side. I'm just going to do that little top piece like that. That in there like that. That there. Don't take too much off, just looking at it. Need to add a little weld to it. Just daub it on, add some more. Going to do the exact same thing to the other side. And then the chop will be complete. Chop will be complete. Thanks a lot, everybody, for coming back. I really appreciate it. Come back tomorrow. We'll do more. Not sure what we're going to do tomorrow, but we're going to do something, that's for sure. Maybe cut the window, who knows, and get the window slid back in there because that's going to be taken apart. We'll not cut it there. We'll 45 it and put it back together that way. I'm going to give you 60. That's what I do. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Come back tomorrow. I appreciate every one of you. Bye.